In today's video, we'll be taking a look at yet another hero pack available for the Fisk Superhero Mod. And I gotta say, this one honestly blew me away with the level of detail it has. I mean, just look at this. So let's just jump straight into it. So I haven't actually got these guys in any particular order at the minute, but trust me when I say that they literally just keep getting better every single time. So starting with the main man himself, the guy on the thumbnail, we of course have Carnage. And I absolutely love that animation every single time. So as you can see, this guy is absolutely massive in comparison to like a regular sized person. So that's like nearly 2 players tall.
He's a big boy.
So with Carnage, obviously we get the web shooter similar to Spiderman. And one thing that's really sick about this is that the actual web itself, or the symbiote in this case, is actually red, which may not seem like a big deal, but I mean, it's the little details that make these hero packs just insane. So with Carnage, we also get 2 melee weapons. One is the axe, which is massive. And in first person, it looks like this. We can just whack him about with that. And as you can see top left there, we actually have the ability to cycle blades as well. So we can actually get a sword. You can basically just alternate between these like whenever. And of course, it wouldn't be Carnage without the actual tentacles. So let's check these out. These things are menacing. And just like Doc Ock, we can just fly around with these, no problem at all. And do what Carnage does best by grabbing one of these guys and throwing them off the building. So up next, we have a character which you may or may not recognize. This is, of course, David Martinez from the Cyberpunk anime. I gotta say, this anime is pretty, if you know, you know. The anime basically made me like forget everything in my life and just play through Cyberpunk for the first time, and it was just amazing. Let's check this guy out. So not as many abilities as Carnage as you'd be expecting, but one of the things that you do get is the Sandevistan. So if you know anything about the Cyberpunk universe, basically the Sandevistan like allows you to run really quick or move really quickly. Basically slowing down time is probably the best way to put it. All right, so we've got our test subject here. Let's power it on. And as you can see, that makes us go extremely quick. Look at the trail as well, like the color changing trail. That is so cool. That's such a nice detail. So this thing will run out eventually as well. It's not like infinite or anything like that. So it's not too overpowered. I mean, realistically, it is pretty overpowered in the show, but it has its consequences. And you gotta love that Edge Runner logo on the back of the jacket as well. Love that. So for this next one, I really thought this was just like a classic Spidey suit. And this comes in 2 variations. You've got the normal sort of symbiote suit, and then you get this one. And obviously you get the other abilities as well, like the classic web zip, all that sort of good stuff. But one thing that sets this apart compared to all the other Spidey suits is that if we press G, you will just transform into the symbiote suit, which just makes this suit insanely cooler than the rest, in my opinion. So if you really wanted to, you could almost do like a mid-swing transformation just like that, which is really cool. And you can just turn it off whenever as well. So up next, we have a character which I know absolutely nothing about. It might even be like an original character. I'm not 100% sure, but he is called the Trickster. Once again, the actual detail on this, like the ripped cape and just the details on the front of the suit look amazing. So let's have a look here. We've obviously got our shield, which looks something like this. If anything, I'd probably like say that this guy is like a combination between Mysterio and Doctor Strange, but just like with like a really dark, edgy kind of vibe to it. So one of the abilities that we have there top left is space manipulation. And this is what took me by surprise. And it just opens like this giant sphere, which is so disorientating if you were fighting in this. Look at, I don't know, this just like hurts my brain. I don't really know which way is up. So definitely bonus points for that one in terms of being creative with it. So once we've absolutely confused the hell out of our opponent, we can just hit it again. And it will just disappear like that. Wicked. So on top of that, we get a few other magic abilities. We get the charge beam, which is a classic. We can also bring up the magic spells, which has a really cool animation as well. And so with this, you can actually change what kind of magic you want to do. So you can have either evasive, offensive, or defensive as well. When you hold down the evasive magic button, you can actually fly a lot quicker. This character's basically got it all realistically. And just to top it all off, you even get a really cool helmet. Check this out. See what I mean about the whole Mysterio thing? So up next, we have Batman, obviously, but this is the Cyberpunk version. As you can see, we've got the Joker, and we've also got Robin as well. I love the trench coat, kind of like neon look that he has. It's really cool. So with this Batman, we obviously get the grappling gun and the utility belt with the grenades, batarang, smoke pellets, all that good stuff. But one thing that stands out with this Batman suit is that you actually get a gun. So you pull up your sleeve, and then you get this crazy animation of this like little blaster that just pops out of your arm. And that's like a single shot kind of effect. So following on from Cyberpunk Batman, we of course get the Cyberpunk Joker, and this guy is absolutely menacing looking. Look at those pipes going into like his spine. You actually get what I presume is cyber psychosis from the Cyberpunk sort of universe, where it basically just makes you go a bit crazy, which completely fits. I would not like to be Batman fighting this version of Joker at all. So one of the really cool abilities is this Reaper Scythe here, which is basically like a minigun, and you can just spray that until it runs out, and that thing looks powerful. Let me test it. Yeah. I mean, you compare that to Batman's like single fire weapon, and it's just like, there we go. There's the cyber psychosis. We also get 2 Desert Eagles. And just to add how hard it would be to actually kill this guy in a battle, you also get a Sandevistan the same as David over there. So check this out. We also get Inject Venom, which I'm not quite sure what that does. If you know what that does, let me know in the comments, because I'd like to know. Maybe it sort of gets rid of your cyber psychosis for a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. And then, of course, we get the Mantis Blade straight out of the Cyberpunk games. And look at this thing. It's an absolute weapon. And it's even got like a custom animation to it as well when you use it a few times in a row. I love that. That is so cool. Like, considering the quality of these Cyberpunk ones, I would love just like a Cyberpunk standalone set for the developers to do, you know, because I mean, they are really fun to mess around with. So for this next one, it's pretty different. This was added for the Halloween update. So this thing here, you're basically just Bob, and you can basically just act as a scarecrow, but then whenever you want to actually move, you pull out your scythe, and you can just roam about with this guy. This would be like perfect for like a Halloween pack or something. If you wanted to like jump scare your friends, this would definitely be the one for it. Nothing too crazy, but a really cool model and a really cool little addition. Our next one here, we get another symbiote, and this is of course Venom, the boy himself. So with Venom, obviously you don't get as many abilities as Carnage does, but you do get the classic like tentacles that have the same sort of effects and the same abilities that we've seen before, and you do get the web shooter stuff as well with the black symbiote this time. Love that detail. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, you can't go wrong. Everybody loves Venom. When I first saw this guy here, I thought that this was going to be like the Hobgoblin, right, from Spider-Man, but it's actually the Cyberpunk variation of Robin. So with this guy, you get some really cool abilities just like the other ones. You get a hoverboard, which is just insane. I love this thing. So one thing that I really like about this hoverboard is that it's not like overpowered. You know, it's not going to work in the same way as like Silver Surfer's board or anything like that. You know, I mean, it's a hoverboard. It hovers. So another ability that we get is these gauntlets here, which I'm pretty sure would work in the same way as Wolverine's claws, but you can just bring them out, pop them away whenever you want to. And of course, being affiliated with Batman, of course, he gets all the goodies as well. So up next, we got another symbiote. This is Toxin, and this guy's design is really cool as well. Check this out. I love the half Carnage, half Venom look on this guy. It's actually wicked. So with this, you get the same abilities as Carnage and Venom basically combined. You know, you get your blades, which are like claws. You get your web shooters like that, which are a nice mixture of black and red. But with Toxin, you do actually get the ability to swing as well, similar to Spider-Man, which, you know, you can never go wrong with realistically. This guy would definitely be a choice in a hero versus hero video, 100%. And if that wasn't enough, you also get tentacles as well, which I'm pretty sure these are like really like skinny and like spaghetti-like compared to the other symbiotes, but I mean, I'm not complaining. So for this next one, this is another one that was added similar to the Scarecrow guy. We of course have this ghost looking thing. I mean, this is literally just a ghost in Minecraft. I mean, you can't really get any closer than this realistically. I'm pretty sure that this one was built in mind to actually like troll people or like play pranks. So with your abilities, you get hide, which is basically you just go invisible or even more invisible, and you can still fly through stuff, no problem. And then we get these other smaller abilities where we can play these sounds. So the first one is a creeper. Listen to this. You've also got an Enderman one, and you've also got this pop one as well, which sounds like this. If you were following someone around invisible and you were just like, that's just going to drive them absolutely insane. And finally, we got the angry boy himself. We of course have Riot, who's again pretty damn massive in comparison to the other guys. We get the web stuff, classic. And with Riot, you actually get all 3 of the melee weapons. So you get the claws, you get the double axes, and you also get the sword as well. So you get the best of all 3 worlds pretty much. A nice little touch that I thought would be really cool. It'd be really cool if it was added to like the rest of the symbiote suits, but for now it's just on the Riot suit, and that is we can actually press G, and that brings out these spikes on our back, as you can see, these giant sort of like tentacle looking things. If we hold shift, this basically works as like a shield. So yeah, I'd probably say that Riot probably has like the most kit in terms of abilities and stuff like that. I mean, if he could web swing, it would be game over. So that's going to cut it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the showcase. Like, I've had this hero pack downloaded for quite a while, but I've never actually like dove into it. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the most detailed ones out there, 100%. And pretty soon we're going to have another hero versus hero battle. So hopefully this time I'll win. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe and that the bell notification is on. And I'll catch you guys for the next one.
Bye.